thought that my name would be associated with John Glenn's name is about one of the greatest honors that anybody could ever have. And I should also add that, just like there's a you understood oftentimes when you go to diagram a sentence, there is an understood when you talk about John Glenn, and that's Annie Glenn. Because what a pair. And here are two people who exemplify public service. And to be able to be the recipient of this award that recognizes the role that John and Annie have played in our nation is truly a high honor. Trevor was talking about what Washington is like sometimes. You have to believe in government. You have to believe in the power of government. You have to believe in the good that government can do. You have to believe in how government as the representative of all of us is where you come together to work out the challenges for all of us. And it ain't pretty. And it ain't smooth. But it is damn crucial. And that if we don't make government work, shame on us. And if we don't fulfill the legacy of those who created these institutions, and then those who fought to defend these institutions, shame on us. So again, John Glenn is such a classic exemplar of the belief that people coming together through their entity called government can actually do things to make things better for everyone. And to those of you who are the interns in the room, I challenge you. That's what hopefully you're discovering while you're here, or feeling that this is why you want to get involved in what goes on in this town. And while we're talking about interns, it's especially great that we've got 4 Ohio State interns at the FCC this summer. And I want to call them out to you. Amber Lucci, where are you? Amber, raise your hand. There she is. Okay, now Amber is a twofer here, folks, okay? She's one of you at the Glenn College, and she's also at the Moritz College of Law. The other 3 that are here, and I'm lucky enough that Amber works in my office, in the chairman's office at the commission. We also have Amanda Morris. Amanda, where are you hiding? There's Amanda back there. Amanda Morris is working in the Enforcement Bureau because, as the dean said, if you make rules but don't enforce them, you don't have rules. So you got to have serious enforcement. And Paige Weinstein is, Paige, where are you? There's Paige over there. Paige is in the Office of Legislative Affairs at the Commission, representing us and keeping track for us of what's going on Capitol Hill. And lastly, Amanda Salvino, where are you, Amanda? Adrian, Jesus is great. I'm sorry, Adrian, who is in the Consumer and Governmental Affairs Bureau. Where are you? I see. There you are. Okay. And so to have those 4 with us this summer from the Ohio State University is terrific. But I want to call out super intern of all time, who was a Glenn School alum, standing right over here, Regina Black. Now, Regina, raise your hand. I want to tell you a story, and again, the dean talked about how my first public policy presentation was at OSU, and with his kind sponsorship, I came over afterwards to Page Hall and sat down with a bunch of students in the Glenn School. And Regina nails me. I mean, boom. I just, I walk in and she nails me, and I want to come be an intern. I want to come be an intern in your office. So we set that up. And interns are for short periods of time. So the first week or so that she's there, I'm visiting with her, and I said, so, where do you live? And this kind of thing she tells me. And then she tells me that she's signed a year's lease and that she intends to stay in Washington. And her commitment to how certain she is on that is that she has committed in a legal document by signing on the line that I'll be paying this rent for a year because I'm staying here. And so while she was at the commission, she actively networked and looked for a new opportunity. And like happens so many times, they didn't all happen quickly. And Regina comes and says, well, can I extend my internship? And of course, but I got a small problem, Regina. We got no cash for you. She says, that's okay. I keep thinking of her rent. She says, that's okay. And she keeps working. She keeps contributing. She keeps making serious and important contributions in the chairman's office. And then lo and behold, the Deputy Secretary of Agriculture hears about her and reaches out to her and hires her as her personal assistant. So she moves over to the Department of Agriculture, where she does such a great job in the DepSec's office that she then moves into another position at USDA, and she is now traveling the world representing American agriculture. And it's just a terrific story, something that makes me incredibly proud. I knew Regina when. And is a lesson to everybody in what persistence and performance will get you. Can't have one without the other. And so I'm really happy that Regina is here tonight. I love being at the FCC. It's a great job in a very challenging time. The dean referenced some of the things that we have been doing. But I'm the guy that's lucky enough to sit in this position at a point in time when high-speed broadband connectivity is changing how we connect. And how we connect drives everything about who we are, how our economy works, and everything. And going back to my earlier point, to be able to say, okay, how do you take all these conflicting opinions and meld them into a coherent national policy? If you stop and think that high-speed broadband is the most important commodity of the 21st century, think about it as a commodity. Coal was the commodity that drove the 19th and 20th century, the Industrial Revolution. What's going to drive the 21st century is high-speed broadband connectivity. And that means that needs to be fast, fair, and open, that you have to have the spectrum, the airwaves, to be able to deliver the next generation of wireless connectivity, and that you have to make sure that all Americans have access to that, whether you live in rural areas, whether you're a low-income American, whether you're an American with disabilities, whether you're a school student or someone going to a library. How do we make sure that everybody has access to the most important commodity of the 21st century? And that's why I'm privileged to have this job. And I never forget the fact that Ohio State was where it all began. You know, I guess there was a few years ago, I don't know if you still have it going, But for Ohio State program. I can tell you without a doubt, but for Ohio State, I wouldn't be standing behind this podium tonight. So as the interns will tell you, I'm a fiercely proud Buckeye in everything we do. If you come to my office someday to visit, in the little reception area outside, there is a huge picture of the President of the United States doing OHIO. Okay? One night, he and I were standing in a hallway waiting to go in to do something, and I said, Mr. President, I said, you did a great job on that campaign with your appearance at Ohio State, at the Ohio State University. And he says, yeah, the O-H-I-O. And I'm going, my golly, I'm standing there with the President of the United States, and he's doing this. If you come into my office, everybody, you know, all appointees have a picture of the President in their office. I'm the only appointee that has a picture of the President wearing a Woody Hayes baseball cap with a big red O on it. And this is a true story. I have been known to have this. I didn't arrange these, but people know what a serious Buckeye I am, and I have gone to speak at various events where they have introduced me with a recording of the marching band. So I am a proud Buckeye. I am a proud recipient of this honor and the ability to be mentioned in the same breath with John and Annie Glenn. And I thank you all for what you're doing to help the Glenn College, I almost said school, to help the Glenn College continue to nurture the kind of leadership that this town needs, of people who believe that people can come together and can govern for the benefit of all. Thank you very much.